so down for it.
Alright. Hey! Welcome back to the Andrew and Chris cast.
Andrew Chris show.
Whatever, either way. Featuring yours truly, Andrew and Chris, and with today a special guest,
Very special.
a man
guest.
who's traveled many, many, many miles, or I guess meters in his country. You want to announce yourself?
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Lorenzo from Rome, Italy, the best city in the whole world.
Ooh, okay.
You heard it here first. You heard it here
Yeah. Well, we got our roommate Lorenzo with us today.
Yeah.
He is an amazing musician and guitarist. Two different things.
You have to
apparently.
choose, or a
Yeah.
guitarist or
Yeah. Also, just heads up. Sorry if the audio is not great. We're trying to move things around just to make sure.
We're experimenting.
Yeah, we're experimenting to see if we can get a good balance with everything. We're just using one mic right now because it kind of bounces off the room a little bit.
That's what college is for, though, right? Experimenting.
Yeah. So, wait a second.
Oh
Anyways,
my gosh.
yeah. So first, I just kind of want to give Lorenzo kind of a platform to just talk about like Italy and like.
yeah.
What's
and
the
its culture and
biggest
stuff like that.
stupid thing we do in America versus Italy? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Stupid. Well,
Goes through a catalog.
No, I don't know yet. I think
You have to think. Okay, we'll
I don't
come back
know
to
yet,
that. We can
yeah.
come back to that.
But like, what are some things that you miss about Italy, like dearly, that just doesn't exist in America? I'm sure you could find some of those.
Yeah, I remember when you asked me this like a couple of months ago. One of the things that I miss the most is like the bars that are in Italy.
The
where
bars?
You can the bars, because are way different than the bars that you have here in America.
How so?
Because like people in Italy, we spend time in the bar, like for breakfast, for example. We sit in the bar in a different way, rather like.
Because a bar here is like for like drinking, going with your friends. You're talking like
Yeah, but I think that here is more fast. It's a faster thing.
It's like a
Sure.
faster transaction.
Yeah,
interesting.
So,
usually.
so would you say that like, say you get a table for like 3 people at a
Yeah.
bar, like it's not just like you need to eat your food as fast as possible and then leave, but like you get to hang out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a very European thing too, because in
Yeah.
France that's like a huge thing from what I've understood. Like, it's
In Italy,
like people
a lot
watching. Do you guys
more.
do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not usually
Like
a
breakfast is a thing. Doing breakfast not at home but outside,
thing here. Like a bar.
maybe before going to work
Okay,
or
yeah,
to
no.
school.
Yeah, breakfast.
I'm with that.
You
In
take your
general,
time,
breakfast isn't a huge thing here either. Like from most people I
Mm.
know.
No, breakfast is Jimmy Dean's here.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone just like whips out a fucking waffle and just calls it good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granola bar.
Usually I think that in the big cities in America, you just take your coffee and go. Why
Yeah.
you drink it while
Get your
going to
Dunkin'
work? or-
Donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
It's a
guys do that
different
at all?
vibe.
Do you guys have any like just pick
No.
something up and go, or is it always
No.
sit down?
Mostly sitting.
Lorenzo,
down.
you make eggs like every morning for breakfast.
No, I don't.
No, what you always make something like make something for breakfast.
No,
It's
no.
not-
I don't. I just
No.
no. He is the man that.
Yeah,
does this.
honestly-
Okay, you get.
Out of anyone, I'm the one that likes to wake up early and make stuff. But like from what you've told me, like having breakfast with your family, having dinner with your family, having
That
lunch
is
on occasion.
different. Like we use, and it's not the only country and culture that does this.
Well, sure,
But-
sure.
Hmm?
No, yeah.
We use meals in order to hang with people, like
Mhm.
a lot.
Mm.
Not just if we are going in a restaurants or somewhere out, but also if we are in the house. So
Okay.
Has that changed with like cell phones and social media changing? Like I know like we really don't communicate with our family much.
Yeah.
Simply
Yeah.
because like we're always on our phones. Has that
yeah,
changed since you were a kid?
no, honestly no.
Really? No.
It depends
Okay.
on the family though, because
Okay.
if it's a
You have a very wholesome.
yeah,
that type
depends
of-
on how you get on well with your
Sure.
parents, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
Did you guys have rules when cell phones became a bigger thing, like no cell phones at the table, or was it just kind of
Uh,
like an unspoken, like, we're not gonna do that?
Again, it depends, but like in my case, My mom you sometimes used to, like notice me that I shouldn't keep my cell phone like and see it
Sure.
while
Sure.
while eating. My father is a little bit more chill,
Okay.
but again, like when I used to have lunch and dinner with my dad, with which is most of the time actually,
Mm-hmm.
we used to have the television turn on as
Oh,
well.
okay, okay.
So, but it's good. I mean, I
Mhm.
don't see it like a
It's not really a
negative thing
problem.
because we see a little bit of TV, then talk about it.
Sure,
Mhm,
like it's
mhm.
another talking point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Chris, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about like having a cell phone at the dinner table, or just like in general, like having some sort of electronic distraction?
Well, I'm usually the asshole on his phone during dinner, so I don't have much room to talk.
Okay.
You ask any of my roommates, they tell you I never eat dinner at the table.
Never.
I'm
Never,
always
never seen
just
him,
like watching
like in the chair.
stuff on my
or if
watching
you,
stuff on
or
my
if you do,
computer.
it's like it's gone in 2 seconds.
Like
Like your mouth is just a fucking
I eat my
garbage
food so
disposal.
quick.
I don't know if you eat actually. Do you eat?
No, I eat. I promise.
No,
It's
he
just-
consumes.
I'm not sure I
different.
taste it, but I eat it.
You know, there's a legend tells that Chris has never tasted anything. He just fucking eats.
Yeah, no, it's my superpower. But yeah, no. Speaking of eating and cooking in general, Lorenzo and Andrew, I would say are like the household chefs around these parts. You know,
Yeah, you got it, man.
I don't want to be handing out awards, but like they definitely do the most cooking in the house.
I'd say that's
but
true, yeah.
What's Andrew? I want to hear from both of you really, but Andrew, what's the most complex thing you know how to make?
Man, I don't know, because I don't think the food I make is very complex necessarily. It's just kind of like a lot of parts that are like simple in each element. It's just a bunch of things together.
Okay, but what'd be the dish?
Man, I really like vegetables. I mean, I'm vegan, so obviously like vegetables are my main source of everything. But
Yeah, a little
like
bit.
mushrooms are really great. Like just like white cap mushrooms, or just like the cute little baby bell mushrooms.
Once
are
again,
really
we
nice.
live right next to Whole Foods, so
So it's like super
Andrew's
easy to
in
get
luck.
around. But yeah, like I mean, like for example, the other night I made tofu with sea salt on top of it and tapatio dressing as like salsa, so like for the flavor. And then in another thing, I had squash, mushrooms, and kale roasting
Oh.
in a little pot, so it was like steamed. It was like, oh, so
that was like literally VeggieTales as a fucking
yeah,
meal.
exactly. VeggieTales. I was fucking murdering VeggieTales. But yeah, so like I like cooking a lot of vegetables. I guess actually the most complex thing that I personally know how to make is, do you remember Emperor's New Groove, like that Disney movie?
Yeah.
No, you never watched it,
No,
Lorenzo?
man.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, well it's this Disney movie. It's from the early 2000s.
Yeah, it is.
Essentially the storyline is this emperor is kind of a prick, voiced by David Spade, and he has this assistant Yzma who has been in the family forever, I guess. He fires her, and then her and her
Assistant.
assistant Kronk, who's fucking hilarious. I love Kronk. He's just this chill dude who's a fucking Boy Scout. And they turned him into a llama by accident. And so it's like this whole, like, yeah, it's like this
Okay.
crazy story. But Kronk, for the dinner where they try and poison him, they make spinach puffs. I know how to make those.
Really?
Yeah, I know how to make those spinach puffs.
Have I seen you make those?
Yeah. I posted them on my story, but
Okay.
they're phenomenal. I'm not even
Spinach
lying. I
puffs.
make fantastic spinach puffs. Like, probably about as good as Kronk.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow. We'll have to ask him, but yeah.
they're actually just talk to fucking Patrick Warburton or whatever
Yeah.
his name is. But no, like I know how to make those. Me and my girlfriend both make them together, and
Yeah.
it's actually like they just taste so fucking good. You have like spinach in them, and then like you can put different sorts of cheeses in them. So if you're not vegan, you can have like feta cheese or
All
Gouda
kind
cheese
of
or whatever.
stuff.
Ooh.
But they're just so yummy, dude, and they're such a
Yeah.
good appetizer.
Yeah. Okay, Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, yeah, what do you know how to make?
What's
You're
the best dish you can make?
you're the Italian man.
Well, considering the Italian standard of cooking, I'm not the best one actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like if you talk with my best friends back in Italy, they would say that I'm not good at cooking.
Shit.
But here is another story. That's way like that's a real difference that I.
So
I've
being
noticed.
shit in Italy means you're amazing in America.
No, I mean because you guys, people don't really cook in America.
Yeah, no, straight
Like,
up.
you cook,
right.
Andrew, but
But
most
majority
of
of
the
people.
Americans just it's another culture of living food, let's say. Whereas we as everybody know, our culture is based on food.
Mhm.
You know,
Very much
it's
so.
a thing. So we
Italy
still
more than
cook.
really like any country. Like, I mean, you guys are known for really like pasta, pizza, spaghetti. You know.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of like in America gourmet dishes are like
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much
familiar.
Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Where would Olive Garden be without you guys?
Yeah.
Really.
Damn it.
But
Okay.
I enjoy cooking.
Uh-huh.
I like pasta a lot.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
I think cooking's
It's good
honestly such
to
a
eat while you know that you are
making the food.
making and so
Yeah.
eating as well.
Yeah. No, honestly, yeah, making food it's really relaxing too. Honestly, like if you're
Mhm.
stressed out, just kind of relax, make some
Yeah,
food.
takes
like,
your time, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. As one of the Americans who like doesn't know how to make anything, I feel like I've improved on my pasta skills.
yes, you are.
Thanks-
since you moved to
thanks to
Boston,
Lorenzo,
100%.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was
But-
the first person that showed you how to make pasta, and
Yeah.
then you talked to Lorenzo to know how to make it the Italian
The
way.
good stuff. Yeah, no, I think me and Andrew should try to do like a pasta cooking contest for like Lorenzo
Yeah.
and some of your Italian friends.
So guys, I think I'm talking mostly to American people. The main difference about pasta between the American and the Italian one
Uh-huh.
is that we, as Italians, don't put the salt in the end.
Yeah,
like,
no, you put the salt in the water while it's
in the
boiling.
water. So
What?
once it's boiling, we put salt and actually a lot of salt.
Yeah, no,
Really?
like it's a
Because we need-
generous amount of salt.
because we need more, of course, because
Sure.
it's going to the water, you know. So we actually are making the water salt. Then we
salt
put
water.
salt water. Then we put the pasta. Then
Once
we
it's
cook it,
boiling, yeah.
and yeah,
Wow.
it's history.
Rest is
So,
history, yeah.
so wait, with you pouring the salt into the water, does that kind of dissolve it and so give it a different flavor in general, or is it just kind of a thing that you guys do?
It's different, bro.
It's just different.
It's
Okay.
just different.
It's different,
Shit,
man.
No, like I definitely
Because-
believe you. It's just like I.
In that way, you make the pasta equally salted in every part.
because the
Okay.
water does it for
Just the
you.
water.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes
In
yeah,
your
that
way,
makes a lot of sense.
in your
actually.
way,
Yeah.
you have some part very salty. You can feel
That
way
is true.
More,
I'll give
more
you
the
that.
salt.
That's not always true though, because like for me at least, like to defend myself, I guess I'm not all of America, so I'm not those people that just kind of salt on the top. But when I cook my pasta personally, I do start to put salt in the water now because of you, because like I do notice a difference. Like there's a different quality to the pasta. I can't really describe it, but
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
got a good overall
It's-
flavor. But for me, I like putting a lot of seasoning on things, and like
That's
this is
another
because-
difference. Yeah.
this is because like my dad has always had like just a shit ton of seasoning like in the house, and so I have like Grill Mate steak seasoning. I have the big one is Johnny's seasoning.
What is Johnny's?
It's like a bunch of fucking vegetables like
It's ground up vegetables.
I think it's like onions, paprika, salt, pepper, probably a little bit of sugar just for taste, and then maybe some like garlic or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it's really
Huh.
good. It's a really good mix of shit. And essentially what I do is I boil the water. I put a little salt in now because of Lorenzo, that is. And then once it's cooking and I pour the sauce in, then once the sauce is poured in and then it's kind of like mixed around a little bit, then I pour everything in and then I keep mixing it. So it's sort of
Yeah.
evenly mixed around.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, makes sense.
But like I like having a lot of flavor.
Yeah, that's another difference. Our pasta maybe is as less. It's your pasta is stronger. Like, you know what I mean? Has more
Yeah.
flavors.
You know, that's
But-
the American way,
Yeah,
right?
but it's good. Still it's good. I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's stronger.
Oh,
Oh shit.
that is shot o'clock, baby.
Whoa.
Okay, come on, let's pour 'em.
Time for everyone's least favorite hour. Shot time.
Woo! Okay, get your
So
glasses.
for those of you just joining us, if more than 3 people listen to this episode,
waste an hour of their lives.
I fucking hate alcohol. Chris enjoys it, and so does Lorenzo. But we kind of just decide on a different time every time. We just take shots, because why the fuck not? Every
Yeah, it's
podcast we're
fun.
just fucked.
Yeah, that's
This
a great
was
time. Huh?
every 20 minutes. Every
No, we just do one for the podcast typically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes we'll do 2.
We
for-
always pregame though. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
we-
we're also drinking mixed drinks as well. Mostly it's vodka so far, but
provided by Chris.
well, provided by Lorenzo, the only person
Oh,
who's
yeah.
of age.
yeah, at some point though, I'm gonna get weed and I'm gonna be off this alcohol and I'm gonna be smoking weed and it's gonna be nice. But cheers, boys.
Okay, let's do it.
This one goes out to relationships against just across humans and
Yeah.
love.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
makes
That's a
sense,
good.
bro.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump. Yeah.
Fuck Trump. I'm sad Yang is out of the race.
Yeah,
That is,
he's
like,
a
the
great
saddest
guy.
thing ever.
Okay, we're getting political for a second here.
Yeah,
Oh,
why not?
There's a
why
second.
not? So here's the thing. I don't hate Trump just because he, like, it's a thing to do. I don't hate him because I'm a Democrat. I hate him. I don't actually hate him. I don't hate anyone. I think hate is such a strong thing to use. But I dislike him so much just because of the image that he's given America of this, like, this leader who doesn't know what he's talking about, who just blabbers and, like, uses such, like, basic words. Not to say that I don't use basic words. I don't want to think that I'm better than...
Yeah, you
Him-
don't need like an extensive vocabulary to be a genius.
Sure, right.
but-
But just the wording and vocabulary that he uses is just so basic, and you can clearly tell what he's trying to get across, and that he's trying to just build this community of people who are willing to believe in no other source but him and what he trusts. Oh, that was
Yeah.
my fucking phone. But it's just something that's so crazy, and even like George Bush, a lot of people didn't like him, but he wasn't like a fucking
Asshole to
blabbering, yeah, like a
everyone.
fucking asshole to everybody. Like, he actually showed kindness and compassion, and I think that as a leader of any country, that's one
That's
of
what
the
we need more than anything.
that's what you need more than anything, because
Yeah.
in this day and age, there's a lot of scary shit going down, you know, with hate and social media and this cancel culture and all this stuff. Like, if anything, we just need more love and understanding. That's
Definitely.
good.
I'm with that.
I do remember when Trump was elected, and I was in Italy,
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and everyone was shocked about it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was crazy.
Everyone, I remember my dad saying like of course he will not win, and then he win.
Yeah.
He won. Sorry for
Close enough. You're fine. Yeah. No, it's really crazy. A lot. I didn't believe it.
No, it's true actually. I do think that the other countries like
they're all just like, fuck.
Like
Yeah.
if they didn't disrespect America like before, they definitely did once he got elected.
Yeah, Andrew Yang
it's a
put it.
pity because American could deserve. I mean, I'm here, so
Yeah,
I like something about America, but you know, Trump.
Not something you like. Yeah.
Andrew Yang put it really well, actually, when he said that he understands why people chose Trump, because they want something different. They want a change in this country, because
Yeah.
there's so many people that have taken office that you just feel have this weird corruption almost, and you don't know how to explain it necessarily. And not every time you think that they're corrupt, but there's just this weird feeling that you get when they become president, and you can just tell that they're in the pocket of somebody. And I think that's, for me at least, that's why I like Andrew Yang. I think he's a really cool
Who's
guy.
him?
So Andrew Yang is a really young candidate from what I understand. I think he's in his 40s, like early 40s.
Yeah.
Something
Which
like
is young
that.
for a candidate.
But he essentially is an entrepreneur who decided to run for president based on the idea of a $1,000 a month payment for every U.S. citizen, which I think is cool. I think it's called the Freedom Dividend, and it just kind of takes in his words, the edge off of everybody's daily life because everyone struggles a lot of the time, and there's a lot of issues with people on like food stamps. And he said that if there's certain taxes that are used right, that this thing would be possible, and I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be really sick.
But just in general, what he was saying is just that the reason people chose Trump is because they were tired of the same old people being elected president.
That's
And
kind of the same situation in Italy and
Is it really?
whole
Okay.
Europe. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not very educated in other worldly politics, so do you want to explain a little bit about what's
Yes,
going on in Italy?
our president was Salvini, who is a pretty not kind guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Damn.
very racist.
Really?
Yeah. So it's kind of the same. I mean, Trump has a lot more power, so you know.
But
course.
same idea,
Same
sort of.
kind of idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
Would you say, okay, so compared to Trump though, would you say he uses the same ideals and ideas to kind of get people in the same category?
Yeah,
Really?
because
Wow.
there is a part of the world that believes in that, so
Mhm.
they can they are trying to take advantage.
Come together,
Yeah.
sort of. Yeah.
That's crazy. I
It's
had
the same.
no idea.
I think that actually the most part of the world is going through towards that direction,
Mm-hmm.
like Trump and Salvini. Think about UK, that just become another part. Like it's not Europe anymore.
It's not
Right,
part of the
right.
European Union.
Yeah.
That's scary, man. Like, it seems like more and more what you see and what you hear, everyone's kind of splitting off from each other, and
Yeah.
it seems like civilization is starting to break. It's like a fucking
Yeah.
shitty
Yeah.
middle school
Right
breakup.
when we need to
Yeah.
stand together the most. we're
Yeah, like
dividing.
that's the
Crazy.
thing. I mean, in my opinion, I think that, like I said earlier, the thing that we need more than ever now is love and compassion. Just because we as humans, you know, we're at this age where we have so much knowledge and so much technology that we could do so much more. We could be so much more, but we decide to be the same shitty like animal instinct part of ourselves. That's just like, oh, I have the bigger dick than everybody else. I'm gonna be cooler. Like, fuck this person. Like, it's always we go to negativity. It's always this like reverting back to comfort thing.
Or-
Is crazy, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
Definitely. Yeah, no, but like, kind of like a segue here. We're all really good like jazz musicians here, and I wanted to talk more about two specific musicians today because I was like curious about this when we were setting up.
Mm-hmm.
Two of my most admired musicians are John Coltrane and Charlie Parker,
Okay.
both saxophonists.
Who are them? Who
huh?
are they?
Oh, come on, get out of here!
Okay.
Um,
Actually, here I can segue that. If
You can
want.
segue
Yeah, I
that?
gotta segue.
Yeah, you
okay.
got it.
So talking about the shitty world and what's going on right now, John Coltrane at least. I'm not super knowledgeable about Charlie Parker, but John Coltrane had his concert in Japan after the bombings or before the bombings. I think I can't remember actually. I'm dumb, but he had his like a Love
He had,
Supreme
like, a-
album,
yeah.
and then he did a concert live in Japan.
I've seen that video. It's insane.
Yeah, and you know, so speaking of that, like jazz is huge. I think whether people realize it or not, but jazz is like the building blocks of music in general. I think. I
It's
mean,
the
obviously
perfect
there's
unity between musicians
yeah,
as
because
jazz.
there's always been music since the earth was formed. In some way, there's always rhythm, there's always beat, there's melody, there's everything is there. But I think jazz is one of those things that, you know, not to say that symphonic music or orchestral music was not used for that, because that was a huge thing with revolutions with like Stravinsky and all those like Russian composers saying fuck you to communism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like jazz was it paved new pathways for
Sure.
people.
And has his own power,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And the main power is to like people that are together, interplay. Just
Yeah.
think about interplay.
Mhm.
So the real communication in music, like I am, again, I'm a guitarist, I write music and stuff.
Mhm.
I play jazz, but also other things. And what I really, really enjoy about jazz is the real honesty and like real communication while
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Just that connection.
And
Connection.
like it can happen like a millisecond. Like you'll just look at someone and you'll know what they want you to play
Mhm.
or what to transition to. But like anyways, what I wanted to talk about was like I want to discuss more the individual contributions between Coltrane and Parker. Who affected you personally more? What did you like about their styles and how they?
we're making a
Um,
drink, guys.
Yeah, we're making drinks here.
Yeah, I want to hear from Lorenzo about this because
Yeah.
I mean the point of
Because
view.
Lorenzo's a guitarist, but he's very well versed in a lot of jazz theory and musicians. Do you want more drink?
Yeah, no, I think that having a perspective on somebody who's not saxophonist, which by the way, if I don't know if we've mentioned before, but Chris and I both play saxophone. I play baritone. I'm Andrew, by the way. I play baritone sax primarily, and then Chris plays tenor. But yeah, Lorenzo, you play guitar, so I think
Yeah.
it'd be really cool to talk about
Yeah, what do you notice about those
your
two?
perspective about Parker and Coltrane.
So first of all, they are two different kind of musicians. Even
Very
if
Totally, yeah.
it's the same instrument, actually not, because one Charlie Parker used to play alto
As
sax,
an alto sax,
whereas John Coltrane used to play tenor sax
And soprano.
And
as
soprano.
well.
and soprano. Yeah.
A
In
little
his,
bit.
in his later years, because he fucked up his mouth.
Yeah. So what I really enjoy is like the one that I really like is John Coltrane because I think he's more versatile. He kind of like Miles Davis. Every 5 or 10 years he changed completely his
Oh,
way of-
absolutely.
of perceive
Fuck
and,
yeah.
and listening to music, playing it, etc. And this happened also to John Coltrane, because in the end of his career, he was doing all that shit with
Yeah.
free music and stuff. But initially, he was, shredder.
Right.
In the other.
Yeah, no, Coltrane had a huge
Yeah.
expansion, and the thing is, he died so young too. Like,
Yeah,
if
to
you
think
would've-
of him like in his later years, like what he was like 30 in his later years.
yeah, like, can you imagine if he wouldn't have fucking overdosed and he wouldn't have been a fucking idiot and like all that shit?
Yeah.
Not to say that he was an idiot, but like,
I love him, but like, damn, man.
yeah, it's sad, man.
It's like Mac Miller. It's like a lot of fucking famous ass musicians.
Rip.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Coltrane is bebop, bro.
Yeah.
And
well,
no, I mean,
I'd say so
no,
to a degree.
Here's the thing.
But Coltrane, or I mean Charlie Parker was as well too. I feel.
Yeah,
like, in
I
a lot
think
of
Charlie
ways.
Parker was truly the person who revolutionized bebop, because he was the person who kind of just went balls deep, and he was kind of an asshole too. Like, from what I've seen, like Charlie.
I've
Parker
heard most famous
Yeah.
jazz musicians are just
Well,
assholes.
no. Here's the thing. So I've listened to interviews with both musicians.
Uh-huh.
There's an interview that Paul Desmond did, I believe, on Charlie Parker, and Charlie Parker just kind of seemed like a dick who knew what he was talking about. Not to say that he was a dick, but
It's very
he's-
possible.
yeah,
It's
he's
very
a dick.
possible.
But then there was some dude who interviewed John Coltrane, and he just seemed like a chill ass dude. Like, he just seemed like he was having a good time.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you seen the interview with Coltrane about Malcolm X? So Coltrane, you
Yeah,
can't
he
really.
went to a rally, didn't he?
Yeah, he was actually really much. Coltrane was really into a lot of Black Power and civil rights movement stuff at the time, and like obviously it's not like lyrical music where you can say, like fuck Trump or something
Fuck
like
Monsanto.
that. But you can. I think he still expressed it in other ways, and
absolutely,
it was still prevalent in his music, and I really like that aspect about Coltrane.
Yeah. That's something I personally like about jazz. I think you guys can definitely agree with this, but like jazz is one of those things where nobody gives a fuck who you are. Nobody cares who you came from. Everybody just cares about the fact that we're all connected and
Yeah.
that we're playing music together. Like, you're from Italy,
Yeah.
I'm from America, Chris is from America. When we're playing music, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What
Sure.
matters is that we're making like beautiful music, and I
Yeah,
think that's
well,
one of the most beautiful things about music in general, but like specifically jazz. Like,
Sure.
that was such a huge connector between, in America at least at the time, like just different, in quotes,
It
races.
Still
always
is.
connects people.
Yeah.
It's
We-
amazing
we,
for that.
in the whole world have a lot of respect for American jazz, like this, duality, American jazz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still is.
Can you tell us a bit? I'm really curious about your band per se, Lorenzo. Lorenzo has a band back in Rome, and
And they do some cool hip.
would you
jazz.
consider it fusion?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of
Okay.
like Snarky Puppy esque?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Well, tell me about yourself. How do you guys all meet? What do you guys think about when you're writing music? How do you all connect? That sort of stuff.
So, I did write all the music. So,
Right. I remember. Yeah.
yeah,
Wait, all of it?
yeah, all of it.
Yeah. You did
Yeah.
all
I,
of that
I
shit,
didn't
man.
realize you wrote.
And they're fucking cool songs, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
What's your band's name, by the way? You should
Open
plug
Letter.
yourself. Open
Yeah,
Letter.
Open
And
Letter
then
is
you
the
just
name of it.
released some new material, didn't you?
No,
Before
actually,
you came here.
yeah. 1 year ago, we did an EP of 4 songs.
Sure.
We recorded them like in 1 day in
Oh my god, you're
One
lying.
day.
yeah,
Wow,
just 1
that's
day.
awesome.
Live
Four
studio recording.
songs though, but
yeah,
still, like to get them
Yeah.
studio quality.
yeah,
like
it's
in 1
studio
day.
quality. Yeah,
Shit,
it is.
man.
And I've listened to them. They're fun. Like they're really good songs.
Thanks,
I
bro.
really enjoy
Yeah.
them.
Appreciate it.
They're in my jazz playlist.
Yeah, and yeah, it was fun, and I love writing music. So I love writing, especially for that kind of ensemble, like
Fusion style.
So we got 2 trumpets, 1 tenor sax, and then rhythm section. So drums, keyboards, guitar, and bass.
Okay.
And it's fun. It's fun because I like a lot writing for this section, this kind of instruments, because you have everything. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
Very much so.
like it's not like a trio or a quartet when you have you really have to try to figure out how to. You have everything.
You can be pretty generous with your harmonies.
Do you
Yeah.
write everything out, or is it like
So the
lead
the
sheets?
process is basically I write usually firstly on my instrument, that is
Yeah, you-
guitar. Maybe I
uh-huh.
sing the melody. I just sing it. Then I start to work on DAW, so Logic Pro
Uh-huh.
in my case. So I start doing like a demo,
Okay, sure.
and that demo I will send it on the musician that will play it, but of course it's not like they have to play the exact thing.
It's not
that
set in stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So usually there is like the lead, the main team, the head
Mhm.
is it will be the same. So it's that one. The chords are the same, but then there is always a little bit of interplay and interpretation from the musicians, of course.
The specific player, yeah.
And that's
okay.
the jazzy taste of the music.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's interesting that you still use like terms like head or what you said interlude as well. This, it's still very similar to like traditional jazz, but it's
Yeah.
very developed. Still
Actually, yeah, but during the rehearsal, I usually call, since there are kind of always two teams.
Okay.
Yeah? So there is like I see my songs for that ensemble, like there is a A and a B, but actually it's like verse and chorus, but
Okay.
without vocals.
Right.
So very often it's like the a pop structure, but without
Okay.
vocals. Instead of the vocals, there are the own section.
Uh-huh.
That it's fun.
It's still a lot more complex than pop, naturally, I'm sure.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes is it complex? Most of all, rhythmic wise.
Okay.
I love the rhythm. Like
Yeah, no,
I
you
love rhythm. Maybe more than other, like I dig a lot rhythm more than harmony sometimes.
Really?
So I usually tend to do melodic phrases and themes very simple, since again, as I told you before, when I write music, I usually try to sing the head, sing the theme.
right.
So
while you're
it's
playing the rhythm.
something that is you can sing it. If
Mhm.
you can sing it, it should be fairly easy, simple, like
Okay, yeah.
like a song. So it's not something very complex, you know?
Definitely, definitely. So I was curious, just because we were comparing two saxophonists earlier that you knew pretty well, who are two guitarists, like jazz guitarists, that you would really recommend, just out of my own pure curiosity here?
Okay. So to be honest, I don't listen a lot. I don't listen to guitarists a lot
Okay,
nowadays. I'm digging a lot R&B, funky pop.
sure.
But guitarists, well, just wise, like in the jazz scene,
Sure.
I love Pat Metheny. I think either for his composition skills and style is amazing, and also of course as a guitarist
Okay.
is like super. So that's
Yeah, who else
that is
you got?
one of the that comes in my mind. Then there are like there is a guy whose name I don't know how to
Pronounce.
pronounce him,
Uh-huh.
but it's like Bia Diokavi. I don't know. It's from Copenhagen, Europe,
Oh my
somewhere.
gosh.
I don't know where, but I follow him on Instagram. He's crazy. He did like a couple of months ago a collaboration with Jordan Arake,
Uh-huh.
that is a well-known singer and keyboardist as well. You should check out the NPR Tiny Desk. That
Dude, I love those Tiny Desk concerts.
it's the thing.
They're so
It's
fucking
super.
good.
Yeah, he's wonderful. He has his own kind of playing. It's very interesting, I would say,
Okay.
and new, particular. Yeah, is in the new soul area of style, music wise.
Interesting.
Could you describe neo soul, because it's such a huge thing here at Berkeley, but I don't.
Yeah.
I honestly I can't really
Place your thumb on it.
place my thumb on what
New
exactly
soul,
neo
yeah.
soul is.
I was really into new soul like a couple of years ago, because actually all the musicians in Italy that like new soul was a thing. Of course, you guys, we as Italians have just to learn from you, because you guys invented it, and you guys have it from the 2000. But new soul, I mean, maybe most people would describe it as
So it's like that kind of drunken
drums.
feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
drum
Okay.
feel. Yeah,
I like
as
that.
as Adam Neely would say. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Em Neely.
Yo, shout out Adam Neal.
yeah, man. We will tag him.
Yeah.
By the way, so since this is the first time on the podcast for you, we always just shout out stupid things, or like we'll
Yeah,
shout,
shout out
people.
bagels, honestly.
Bagels, yeah, shout out bagels. I'm
Honestly.
eating a bagel right now. Yo.
Bro, shout out this fucking drink that Christy.
No, real quick, shout out fucking apple butter, the fucking best condiment.
Andrew gets apple butter every single time we go to the store.
I don't actually. I've
No.
only gotten it once since I've been in Boston, which
No,
has been like
that's such a
months.
lie.
This is
That's
the
such
second
a
time I
lie.
bought it. I love it.
God,
Yeah.
dude, a kill for apple butter.
I love apple butter.
What was the? Oh, new soul. Yeah, drums is something that I think is with drums you can describe new soul, but it's not the only thing, and
Oh,
also
What would you say the bass is like in neo soul compared to regular?
like one bar after.
So like everything's just kind of delayed a little bit, and it's
Yeah.
not really in time.
So laid back.
Yeah.
So it's got that like super fat, like laid back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with that. That makes
Okay,
sense.
that's cool. Yeah, no, because
Um,
here's the thing, like at Berkeley, you hear so many people that are like, yeah, I'm into neo soul,
Yeah.
but for me at least, I like just from my experience, I really haven't delved that deep into that category. I guess like I've probably heard it without realizing it, but I mean, for me, Like I don't know. For me, I've just like my musical background wasn't super big. But yeah, like what was? Sorry, I know this is super jittery right now. We've been drinking, but Lorenzo,
Yeah.
what did you grow up on for music? Because for me, like the music that I grew up on is such a base for what I know and I love today and what I'm able to play and understand in music. Like that's been such a helpful stepping stool for me. Like what would you say that your kind of basis in like music? Like what did you start out with you from like ground one? What did your dad show you or what your mom show you or like what was the music you were introduced to first?
So actually, I grew up in a family that is no musician family. You know?
Same, honestly.
Yeah, no music at all. But music has always been my one of my attraction, and then it became one of my obsession.
Yeah.
And my father likes a little bit of jazz.
Okay.
Whereas actually my mother just listened to pop and Italian music. So
Interesting.
it wasn't
okay.
my biggest inspiration. My education was
You went to conservatory.
I went to conservatory back in Rome.
Dude, that's so
That was a little
sick.
weird. I graduated from both classical and jazz guitar. I did the both of them. And yeah, now I'm here at Berkeley doing contemporary writing and production.
Woo!
That's what
I
love.
wish like young conservatories were like really a thing. I don't think they really are
know what?
that much.
In Italy we have this super weird thing. We used to have, because now it's not available anymore. But I did a program that lasts for 10 fucking years, guys.
Right.
What?
10
Can you
years.
imagine, you guys, American guys?
Mm.
No, you can't. Yeah,
Fuck, dude, 10 years is ridiculous.
10 fucking years.
Sorry,
Okay,
we're
but
eating
did you
bagels
do
right
like did you do like regular high school stuff? Like, do you know like
I
fucking
did.
algebra 2?
now.
You know?
I did high school, and then on during in afternoon, after school, I went to the conservatory like 3 to 4 times per week.
Huh.
That was stressful. That was hard.
Did you take theory classes?
Yes.
Okay.
Dude.
So what was the first age that you started to learn about music theory?
So I started playing guitar as a hobby when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
When I was 11 years old, I decided that I want to be a musician in the life.
11
that-
years old.
Yeah.
Fuck off everything. Yes, I will do that.
That's the
like
way, man.
all my life. So from 11 years old, I directed my life into that direction.
That's so
you know?
fucking awesome.
At 13 years old,
It's about
I
the same age that we started doing that too, because I was 12 and you were 11, I think.
Yeah, but you didn't pick up the sax and be like, I want to be a musician right
I
when you were
did.
12. Right when you were 12?
Yeah, actually,
That's
like
cool.
as soon as I picked up the saxophone and I
yeah,
started
it's
playing
something
it, like,
that I felt. Like,
I knew, and especially in middle school. Once I got to middle school, and Mrs. Rizzo, shout out Miss Rizzo, the biggest inspiration in my entire life for
Oh,
music.
100%.
Like the way that she was with me, she actually got me out of my ADHD. Like she showed me that that's like a monster that you can fucking kill. And
Yeah, 100%.
like she is such a powerful person, and she definitely led me on the path of realizing that music is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I miss her.
So
yeah.
I mean, I think having an inspiration is such a huge thing just in life as well.
So I studied. Then I applied and auditioned for the conservatory when I was 13 years old, and I started doing the conservatory, classical guitar. But still, my main thing was jazz music at the time.
Yeah. What style of jazz? Like, I know that's a weird question, but
More contemporary one.
more contemporary jazz. So what?
Yeah.
So is that focused on like the early 2000s in quotes jazz, or was that like the 60s jazz, or what was that version of contemporary?
I studied a little bit of everything in my previous years, so let's say. But
Okay.
now I'm really into like the contemporary stuff. So what is happening now,
Like right
Today.
now. Okay.
jazz wise and funk, hip hop wise. Yeah, let's say, that's what I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to be closer to the mic. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
What do you learn to? What do you hope to learn in your time at Berkeley?
I'm learning a lot.
Explain.
I'm really happy to be here, guys.
Right? It's
Because-
fucking crazy.
Especially this semester is going to be wild. The first semester was a little bit different. I felt different. Like it was my first semester in the US. I had
That's
to
scary,
be
probably.
no, not scary, but it was like another way of living,
Okay.
But now is super cool.
Huh.
I'm really happy to
You're
be
like
here.
settled in now.
Yes, for
Okay.
sure, man. And I'm learning a lot. I'm doing great ensemble in Berkeley, with the with the faculty that I want to hang with.
Yeah.
I'm meeting a lot of new musicians,
Man, there's so many crazy cats here, dude.
super nice. I mean, it's something that we unfortunately cannot. I mean, we don't have in Italy. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for my parents that are supporting me, especially money-wise.
Hey, yo, shout out to Lorenzo's parents right now.
Yeah,
honestly.
no, honestly, shout out to family for supporting us. Like,
Yeah.
I think that without them, honestly, all three of us probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
I think
For
that's
sure,
super
man.
important to realize, no matter how much family is kind of tough. Like,
yeah, it's not like an obvious thing.
Mm.
Some families don't give a shit. Maybe because they can't. Sometimes because you can't, but they can't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Other times because they maybe don't want to.
Yeah.
My family,
Yeah.
I got a scholarship, pretty good one. So, but the rest of the tuition is paid by my family. So I'm very grateful for it because I'm living really a dream. Like a couple of years ago, I really wanted to be here at Berkeley, and now I am. Like if I think about it, I'm really proud of myself and
Definitely.
all my pet.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, for you,
Yeah.
from what it seems, and like for me as well, the ability to be here is a mix of like skill, but also like the ability of your parents to help you out or your family even.
Yeah, sure.
And like I mean, I guess shout out my family.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah.
like just being able to be here is such a blessing from my
Yeah,
family
it
and
is.
just for life in general. Like
Yeah.
it's such a wonderful thing, and
Yeah.
to meet so many people like you. Like if I wouldn't have gone to Berkeley, I would have never met
Sure,
you
man.
or Cash or. I guess
me.
honestly, even shut up, Chris. I mean, I've known you since I was fucking like 10 years old, but like
Shit, dog.
being able to like be here and really spend this time with you guys and being able to develop my craft and the
Yeah.
way that I play and just meet literally my biggest inspiration in music, fucking Michael Wilbur. Like, this is such a fucking blessing, and this goes beyond religion. It's just like life, the force of life. It's just fucking
Yeah.
insane.
Like I'm growing a lot this month. It's just been a couple of months actually, like 6 months maybe. Then I'm here in the US, but since it's I'm like the Berkeley environment is multicultural, cultural,
Multicultural.
Multicultural, yeah.
one. You get to know
So
so much people from all over the world.
It's
so
actually not.
you're not. It's not like you are in the U.S. You're in the center of the world.
It's so
this is
amazing,
America.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing. I'm going to pee.
you're gonna be okay.
Shit,
But I'm
dog.
just gonna pee. But no, that's a really great thing to mention because there's so many different people that go to this school. Like so many different backgrounds, so many different cultures. Like growing up from you and Chris, both you and I, we grew up in Oregon City, Oregon, which is super fucking white. And there's there's a lot of people who are Mexican. There's some people who are African American or black, however you prefer to say it. But being here at Berkeley, there's just so many people that have come from different backgrounds, cultures, religions, countries, whatever you want to say. But it's been such an eye-opener for me at least, and it's just, I really appreciate it because I love to learn about new culture. I love to learn about new people because I really hate the fact that so many people are content with only knowing their way.
Right.
And accepting their way. Like, I think it's so cool to learn from different areas of life and kind of, I don't want to say pick and choose, but essentially pick and choose what you want to believe or what you think is the right way to live life. Like, what's your opinion on that?
Well, I really like, I just want to say that I really like how Berkeley kind of is making all this possible, you know, because they have like several campuses around the world. They obviously have the main campus in Boston. They also have a campus in Valencia, Spain, of all fucking places.
They
have
also
one in Spain, and you're talking about the one in Israel.
Is that where it is?
I think so.
Okay.
We met someone who apparently went to a campus in fucking Israel, and they're like,
Shout out Noah?
Yeah, her name's Noah.
Yeah, shout out Noah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
dude,
no, she's the drummer of one of our
sweet.
bands. But yeah,
Also, shout out Tower of Power
Oh
Ensemble.
shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like she went to school in Israel and she went to Berkeley there, and she was able to transfer here just like that, and yeah, just like that, we're able to meet another like person that we would have never met otherwise.
If we would have stayed in Oregon City,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no. What, Chris? That's a really good question, actually. Like,
That wasn't a question.
that wasn't a question, but I think
But still,
there's a good point to take from that statement, I guess. Actually, this is something that I want to ask both you and Lorenzo. Sorry, but how important do you think it is as a younger person, and by younger person I say somebody under 30, realistically, because
Well-
at these days, like, people live a lot longer. Like,
Yo, when you're 30, you're old as fuck.
how important do you think it is as a person to move out of what you think is comfortable and to essentially, to quote Yes Theory, like, seek discomfort and really kind of get out of your comfort zone?
discomfort, you said?
Yeah, like, how important do you think it is as a person to evolve, to get out of your comfort zone?
Can I go first? I got this. Okay, I think
Yeah,
it
you
is,
go first.
I think it's the essentially like the key to happiness is constant self progression, which is actually a quote from my teacher Mike Wilbur.
Shout out to him.
Yo, shout out Mike Wilbur,
Honestly,
yeah!
yeah,
Woo!
straight up, honestly. But I think
Shout out
when you
Moonhooch.
shout out Moonhooch, when you move
Sick.
outside of anywhere that you grew up, you gain all these special skills that you wouldn't have, and you have all these experiences that you wouldn't have. And that sort of progression that you have in your life, I think, if you keep that going for the rest of your life, that is the key to happiness and success. Lorenzo?
Yeah, that's
Makes
really well
totally
said.
sense, yeah. I mean, I feel the same actually.
Aw.
Growing, the most amazing thing is to get in touch with people from all over the world, as I already said. And it's a thing that I would never be able to do if I was in Italy, you know, because in Italy we only hang with Italian people. Unfortunately, even if it's a beautiful country, we just have mostly Italian people.
Yeah.
Like here, it's another thing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So that's the main thing, I guess. Yeah, that's important. And you grow.
What?
You grow.
Yeah, you do,
can really
honestly.
grow up.
You grow.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that something really important to mention is the fact that we're all really young. The three of us. Like,
Yeah.
you're only 22.
Yeah.
Chris and I are actually 20, so I mean, I guess actually it's probably illegal that we're doing this, but
Yeah.
I think something really important to mention is that the fact that these views that we have right now and these opinions that we have right now are still,
Very underdeveloped.
yeah, they're like, we're kind of in an incubation period, truly. Like, not to say that our ideas are childish or whatnot, but
Sure.
I think it really is crazy how at this age and at this time we're growing up. Like, there's so many things that are happening in the world, and there's so many things that are happening to us that we have so many options, and we truly have so many pathways to life and just understanding, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. This is like getting super existential.
The,
A little bit, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I guess the most
We're not even fucking tripping right now.
one of the most important thing that I felt during these months, this couple of
The
months
transitional
here.
period here.
No, these months here, like
Okay.
when I get in touch, when I got and get in touch with other people of other
Mhm.
cultures, is that like when you are in this always in the same part of the world slash mindsetting,
Mm-hmm.
you think that that is the one, like
That's like the center
that's
of the
the-
universe.
yeah, that's the way of that you should think. That's the way of you should do the things, etc. Whereas it's not about that. Like
Definitely.
there are so many choices, and the world is so diverse. And,
Yeah.
you know, and it's
What?
and that's the most beautiful thing. Like the diversity in the world is the most beautiful thing.
100%. Yeah.
Don't you believe it so, Andrew?
No, yeah,
Diversity, bro.
it's so insane how many different backgrounds people have in this fucking world, in this universe. Like, I think that to say that your opinion with no perspective is right is fucking insane. God, Chris is a fucking idiot right now. But like to have like no perspective on life and think that your way that you've been raised by is the only way is insane. There's so many different religions, so many different backgrounds. Chris is deep throating his fucking. What phone is that again?
It's a phone.
Do you want this dick?
Yeah.
Italian dick for free.
Yo, Chris is trying to fucking deep throat his
No,
phone right
what
now.
the fuck are you saying, man?
Chris, fucking Lorenzo and I are trying to get deep right now, but no.
Come on,
like-
Jared, come on.
No, I'm drinking fucking alcohol. I'm so
wait,
drunk right now.
no,
But
wait.
no, shh. I think that the best way to describe what I feel in life is that I think every single person has a purpose in this world, and that there's so many different backgrounds, so many different cultures that I think life is beautiful. People are beautiful. Culture is beautiful. Animals are beautiful. And that I think that if the world took fucking DMT and was just full of love and understanding, that I think that we would progress so much more as just a fucking universe
Dude, that's
than
the
anything.
best Valentine's Day ever.
Shout out to Andrew.
Yeah, Valentine's Day! Yeah!
Happy Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh.
You
Wow.
got it, bro.
It's Valentine's Day 2020.
Well, yeah.
It's a roaring 20s, like for real this time.
That was
Yo, Roaring 20s. Speaking of, actually, great topic. This is a segue that we're all getting on right now. Actually, I don't know what time we're at in the podcast. Let me check. We're only at 57.
Only at
58
57
minutes.
minutes.
Let's talk about literature that we learned in English. Polar opposite conversation we're talking about. What did we learn in high school? Speaking of the Roaring 20s, we learned about The Great Gatsby and Color Purple junior
did.
year of high school. That is a
Wow.
fucking insane combo of books. What did you learn literature-wise in
Great.
Italy?
The Great Gatsby about
You
American-
read The
Did
Great
you
Gatsby?
really?
Yeah, bro.
Holy
I did
No,
the
you're
whole
lying.
fucking book, and I did enjoy it. That's
Isn't
Really?
it fucking cool?
You read
complex book?
American literature.
just this one.
Dude,
Just
we're all
you
really,
guys have
dude,
just
we're all
this
kind
one.
of drunk right now. I just want to point out, but no, like,
Fuck.
I want you to talk about what your point of view is on The Great Gatsby not being in America. What was your point of view on that?
Dude, I
Well,
don't remember The Great Gatsby. Honestly,
Yeah, I did not remember, but I don't remember Tracy, bro. But I enjoyed a lot the time that I remember that it was summer.
That's just spilled his fucking drink.
Yo,
Oh,
he just
man.
he peed it on himself, but it's okay.
It's a
That's the
funny
American
foul.
dream. Continue. Okay. So the interesting thing about The Great Gatsby from the Americans. Wow, holy shit, dude, we're all drunk. But no, the
You got fucking. Oh my god.
the amazing thing about learning about The Great Gatsby from the the American perspective, is that, like, we learned about kind of the 20s and that it was like a huge time for immigration and everything like that. But like The Great Gatsby, the cool thing that we learned later on, I kind of think afterwards that we read it, is that everyone's an asshole.
Everyone, yeah.
Literally everyone in that book is just a fucking piece of shit. But at the same time, it's such a beautiful story of what people think is the American dream, but realistically was just like a normal perspective. I mean, I don't know if that's a great way to
We
put
should
it.
we should watch that movie after this with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, with Leo DiCaprio and fucking Tobey Maguire. Shout out Spider-Man.
Was he in that?
Yeah, he's fucking what's his face, the guy who thinks he's the best, but at the same time he's actually a fucking dick who judges everybody.
Huh.
But no, yeah, Lorenzo, continue talking. Like, what is your perspective on? Get out of here. What is your perspective on the, in quotes, the American dream, and like what that book represented to you for America?
That's a really deep question, actually.
Yeah.
Isn't well, I think that for all the culture is important, that book, isn't it? Everyone can feel it.
Definitely.
As American,
No, keep going to the,
as
like,
Americans,
this is great.
as Europeans, you know.
Keep going, yeah.
So at the time, it defines. Can you say it?
Yeah,
Defines,
defines.
Yeah, sure.
Like your cultures,
Yeah, where it's like
like a lot.
freedom.
Yeah.
woo.
What do you think about it? Still going on?
What do you mean? Like, explain
The
what
American
you're trying to say,
dream?
sorry.
Yeah.
The
Is
history
that-
is still going on, but it's like devolved in a lot of ways. I think.
Yeah,
Do you
that's-
think is
that's really well put.
Is still a thing here in US?
Well, the American dream is like that anyone can go and be rich, essentially. But now it's a lot less open to that. You know, we're so hateful to immigrants and shit like that. Like, just in a lot of terrible ways, the American dream has like just been closed off to people who aren't white.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
White.
White.
You said
White.
yeah.
Yes, white.
yeah.
No, that's really well put, actually. Fuck.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That one's for free.
No, but like, that's. I think that Chris is absolutely right. I mean, I think
Drunk
that.
Chris is right for once.
But you know, like the thing that I know the most
Uh-huh.
about America, you know what is music.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Of course.
Yeah.
The music scene in America is amazing. It's
And in
expanding
music-
by the second.
Black people,
They run it, man.
they killed that. I mean,
Yeah.
They are the man.
Yeah, 100%. They always have been, and it's not just modern music, not just rap. It's been a thing that's been happening for fucking centuries.
Like, they started the movement for jazz.
yeah,
Realistically,
100%.
because the reason that jazz existed was because I think it was people from Africa moved to America, and then I think it was the French kind of combined with the two of them, and then the rhythm from Africa and the melody from French,
Yeah,
like
man.
from France. I'm not 100% accurate, so I don't want to say that I'm right, but
Yeah.
there was just a combination that kind of came about that there was a combination that came about. Shut up, Chris. But no, there was a combination that came. He's pouring a drink, and that's why they're laughing. But there was a combination that happened that was just so beautiful and amazing that people kind of realized that this whole issue, you know, in quotes, issue that we had with racism just kind of fell through and just went flat because it's not real. Like, what are you doing, Chris? He's fucking trying to pour vodka, but he can't do it. But like, I think if people realize how fucking stupid the idea of racism is,
Yeah. What do you think it will be the future for America?
man, that's such a. Whew. I gotta take a drink for that. Hold up. I'm already fucked, but here's my opinion. I think that right now everyone is confused in the world because there's so much happening all at once. Like, there's a
I
fucking
agree.
virus that's going around right now. I think there's
Shout out coronavirus.
there's a virus going around. There's a lot of confusion going around. People are tired of the same old shit that's been going on in America and in the world right now. I think
Yeah.
what people need to realize is that we are humans. We're not this fucking race that's supposed to exist only to dominate everything. We're supposed to live peacefully with everything else. And I think once everybody kind of realizes what's going on in the world and that we should try and focus on
On what?
the betterment of everything, of the world, of fucking the environment, of peace, of love. I think
so, bro.
love is literally the
That thing.
defining point of everything. So
Yeah.
I think that if we put aside our differences and realize that, you know, even if you, in quotes, hate somebody, because hate is such a strong thing, that if we focus on love, that we would be a better society and we'd be a better just
Yeah.
group of beings.
Definitely.
And with that, I think that that's a really good point to end. Do you guys have any closing statements?
We love you all. Thanks for wasting an hour of your life.
This is a really
been
deep
fun.
podcast. Lorenzo, you got anything to say? Shout out Italy.
Yeah.
We
I
want
love
to thank
guys.
you for coming on, Lorenzo. You've been an amazing fucking guest. Lots of good knowledge.
Woo!
Shit.
A lot of alcohol.
Sorry for my English skills.
No,
No,
you-
dude, fucking perfect. Fuck people who think your English is bad. Your English
Yeah.
is great.
Fuck.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Yeah, man. I just want to say thank you to anybody who actually listens to this podcast. This is only our 3rd episode, and
Much love. Much love.
we're trying to start something that we think is fun. If we're saying something that's either offensive or if we're saying anything that you think is wrong, please leave a comment. We'd love to
Yeah.
read it and
We'll send you a pizza roll in the mail if you really want.
like
it.
healthily
Some
talk
pasta,
about things.
maybe.
We really want to try and focus on canceling this fucking idea. Canceling, haha. But we want to get rid of this idea of if somebody says something that's different to cancel it. Like, I think life is something where people can disagree. So, I love everyone out there. Have a great day or great night or great evening. You know, if you're having a hard time, think about the people around you. And I love you all. I love everyone in this fucking podcast. Chris is trying to fucking take Lorenzo's dick right now. But yeah,
Sorry, bro.
Good night.
I love you all. Have a great evening. This is Chris, Lorenzo, and Andrew signing off for the fucking podcast.
Cheers,
Have a good day.
guys. Have a good night.